I'm going to start recording and we will get started. All right. Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us for our pre-construction webinar. I'm Stephanie. This is Max here.
How you guys doing?
We also have Mark Smith as one of our guest speakers on the call.
Hello, hello.
Great. And Marlando Bailey, mortgage broker.
Oh, great evening, everybody.
Great. Thank you so much. So we will get started. And as I just mentioned, we do have, we are recording the call today for anybody who would like a recording, just reach out and let us know. All right. So we are going to get started. Yep. Okay. Wonderful. All right, guys. So yeah, our talk today is going to be focused on pre-construction, but also finances, investing, understanding the financing piece, saving, what's going on in the market, like market trends. We have a lot of information to cover. We're going to do our best to do that within an hour. So if anybody does need to leave at that 8 o'clock mark, I will be watching and I'll allow you guys to go. We're going to also have some time for Q&A at the end as well. So if you're able to stick around towards the end of the call, that would be wonderful. We don't want you guys to miss out on any of this awesome information. Okay. So Max and I, we represent the Stewart Lowe Realty Group, and we are just super passionate about helping you guys, about being a resource in the community, helping you guys stay inspired, making sure you have access to the best of the best in terms of industry experts, projects that are out there, best incentives, best value for homes when we're listing. That's really our standard. We really hold ourselves to that. We want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all of our industry experts, and especially again to our two guest speakers today, Marlando Bailey and Mark Smith. So thank you so much for being here. And also a big thanks to all of our friends and colleagues and clients who joined the call today. We really appreciate you, and we really want you guys to get the most out of your time for being here today. So please, 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 we want it to be interactive, so please go ahead and utilize that chat that's there. Maybe if you guys want to share a little bit right now, I always kind of invite you guys to do that. Go ahead, write in the chat something you really hope to get out of the call today, what drew you to the call, and if you have questions as we go along, please feel free to take note of those. We will be moderating the chat to make sure that we are addressing everybody's concerns. That's really important to us.
Thumbs up and fires are appreciated.
Oh, yes, they are. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. I'll clear that there. So I am Stephanie Lowe. Okay, award-winning realtor with Manor Hill Realty. I'm also author of Wealthy Home Sellers. So we do assist folks to sell their homes on the market. We're with Manor Hill Realty, and I'm also an investor myself. And I certainly have grown throughout this process as well in terms of learning and understanding how important it is to be up on what's happening in all different facets, which we're going to talk about today in terms of immigration and financing and finances, financial districts, and just really having my foot in the ground as an investor really helps on both sides. So we assist folks, or I assist folks in expanding their real estate portfolio. So that means not just necessarily buying your one home, which is great if that's what you want to do, but for those who want to invest and expand, we really specialize in helping people do that. And when it comes to buying and selling, even if it is a family home, we're doing that with an investor's mindset. So there's definitely some key pointers and factors that we have a look at. We have that eye and that perspective when we're assisting you guys. I love pre-construction. I started in real estate, I think about 2015, and I started in pre-construction brokerage. So again, that's really where my passion and expertise is. And I will say that pre-construction absolutely, and I've definitely learned this over the years, it comes with risks. Surely you guys are hearing about things with construction delays and market fluctuations. There's a potential for change change in the market all the way through. But I really, really believe that that flexibility in pre-construction, when you're using the right strategies and you're positioning yourself and you're adaptable and using some of the tips we're going to share with you guys today, that flexibility is actually a strength. It's actually something that really works in your favor when you're expanding your portfolio in real estate. Okay, we're going to share all kinds of wonderful tips with you guys today. So definitely, like I said, ask questions, pay attention, take down your notes. A motivation for me has been generational wealth, and my son is definitely my motivation. When I got started in real estate, I was pregnant with my son, studying, passing my test, and getting into real estate that way. It's been really important to me and my family as we grow to make sure that we are investing in real estate. As you guys saw that little, I guess, quote that I shared, 90% of millionaires have made their wealth through real estate. And I strongly believe it. I've seen it. I've seen the growth within myself and with those I've been able to work with. And it's been like a home for each kid, a home if they want to, go to school, start a business, we want to retire, have cash flow, experience financial freedom. These are all the things that I've seen and know that real estate can do. And I will invite you guys to utilize the chat again and maybe just share, like, what is financial freedom for you? What does that mean for you? For me, it definitely means enjoying time with my family, enjoying time doing the things I love to do, traveling, and having peace of mind as I do that. And I always encourage people and want to see all of the folks that I work with have abundance in all areas, mind, body, and bank accounts. So that is me, Stephanie Lowe. And Max?
Yeah, my name is Max Stewart. I'm thrilled to be here with you guys today. Please excuse me if you see me sipping water or clearing my throat. I have a sore throat. Well, not really a sore throat. I have a little bit of a cold going on here, but a bit about me. I'm a real estate agent. I've been licensed in real estate for over 12 years now, primarily in the Kitchener-Waterloo region and the GTA, assisting families and individuals to help build their portfolio, create generational wealth. What sets me apart is I'm dedicated to providing a personalized touch. Not everybody's in the exact same position or place in life when it comes to making their financial decisions and goals. And I want to just make sure that when I deal with somebody, I'm dealing with them directly, depending on what situation they're in. Make sure that I'm meeting their needs specifically because, I want to tailor their, goals to them because not everybody's in the same place again. So I'll help you guide you through the process and make sure I answer all your questions and make you make an informed decision on how to better, achieve your goals. Beyond real estate itself, I'm basically a family guy. I'm always doing something with the kids, 2 sets of kids now. I have an older set, now a younger set. And I've done the family guy thing in terms of I'm the minivan driving basketball dad. Now I have the younger ones that I have here now. So that pretty much takes up most of my life. I like doing stuff in the community. I give back. It's very important to me. And like I said before, I'm into community, faith, sports for kids. I think kids are very important to put your energy into them because they're the future. And it helps us build a vibrant community. And we need to teach our kids as much as we can about generational wealth and education so that, they can take our spots and build themselves.
Thank you. All right. So right now, we're going to talk about some tips to win in real estate. This is a few pointers. I feel like I could have done a few more of them, but I really tried to pull something together just to give you guys some guiding tips, so to speak, okay? So one of the things I'm going to talk about is dreaming big. I feel like this is really, really important. And some of the other talks and presentations, I kind of talk about knowing your why, setting your why, understanding your why. I think it's really important that we set ambitious financial goals, and I believe it's important that we believe in them. Our mindset towards money and generational wealth really strongly impacts our success, the things that we're going to see, the things that we're going to achieve. So I encourage you guys to dream big. Regardless of where you are now, we want to meet you where you are and take you to where you want to go. But you got to believe in yourself and you got to set those goals. learn continuously. Really important. The real estate market is always evolving and shifting. There's so much happening, different things that are all impacting real estate. And it's important that you stay engaged and be engaged in your learning and your education. So, I have to give kudos to all of you who are on the call today, staying in touch with industry experts to really understand. And now with that, knowledge is power and you can direct where you're going, okay? Take calculated risks. I encourage you guys all to step out of your comfort zone and invest wisely. So again, align yourself, allow people to strategically pour into you and help you to understand when is the right time to move forward? When is the right time to pause and adapt, right? Success does not come overnight. So I will tell you that as a real estate investor, it certainly has, its ups and downs, and there's times of stress, there's times of joy, and that's all part of the journey. But I will, it takes work, it takes knowledge, it takes strategy, but it is all very, 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 very well worth it in the end. Okay. Have financial discipline. Manage your finances wisely. And that's why, again, just really can't wait for our guest speakers to share some of their knowledge and experience with you today. You got to invest strategically. Wealth is built through smart financial choices. We encourage you guys to save, protect your credit, pay down your debt, invest in yourself. All right. And that's going to help you to see big, big wins in real estate. Develop multiple income streams. So diversifying your real estate investments to reduce your risk and increase income potential. That means investing in different areas. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Calgary today. Also maybe diversifying within different market segments. So it could be condos, multifamily homes, low rise, detached properties. Diversify. So when we have times of market fluctuation, again, you're able to adapt and ride the wave. And that's part of a point we have coming up next. So cash flow is king. Invest in real estate that you can rent. So in times like we're experiencing now, when interest rates have gone up and values have gone down a little bit, we just rent out those properties during these times. We're going to ride them out. We're going to see those interest rates come down and the values go up. And then it's time to make some more moves, right? So cash flow is king. It's part of those income streams. It's part of that passive income, and we definitely want to see that happen, and keep it as a goal when you're doing your numbers for your properties. In today's market, cash flow is a little bit tougher to achieve, but like I said, we're going to rent it. We're going to ride it out. Stay adaptable. So real estate markets change. Be ready to adjust your strategies. And there it is. Number 9, find mentors and people with a track record of success. So don't just listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the people who aren't successful, who aren't where you want to be. Align yourself with the people who are seeing success in the market and are making moves now, and get to learn what they're doing in their perspective and their view on things, so that you too can rise to the top, right? Number 10, start with a vision and take action. It's great to come onto these calls. We encourage you to, as I said, got to stay educated and engaged, but absorbing all of this information for years and years and years and never taking action is never going to get you closer. So it's really important that you do all of this with a mindset that you're going to be ready to go when it's go time. All right. So why pre-construction? So that's the main reason we're all on the call today. I've got some great tips for you here as well. I'm trying to clear the screen. Not great at this stuff. Okay, and yeah, gotta do my best here. Okay, I see it. Here we go. Point number 1. So why pre-construction? Especially in this time, okay, where we're in an environment of high interest rates. I want to say this, as we have those, 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, 5-year closings, different projects. Pre-construction is a great option for that reason right now, for people who are really concerned about month-to-month affordability. Okay, and I'm going to get to a point down the list in this a little bit more, but this is one main reason why pre-construction is a great time to buy now. Prices are down. Builders are offering incredible incentives to get in right now. So we get in now. We take advantage of these opportunities, and as the interest rates again start to shift down and the equity and stuff starts to go up, it's a great time. You're able to bypass some of these high interest rates in in the present time. So that's just a huge reason in terms of what's going on right now. But number one, assignment strategy, which is really great for building cash. It's one of the primary advantages of investing in pre-construction real estate. It's kind of like flipping a property before it's actually completed. It can result in significant profit without you actually taking ownership. So without ever actually having to get the mortgage in that case. Okay, it's a great way to generate cash and leverage your investment capital. So we've seen groups of 5-6 people put in 5-10,000. Property value goes up. Now maybe you've gained 25%. Maybe you've doubled your money, and now you have more money to go ahead and buy that next property on your own, perhaps, right? So assignment strategy has been a great way for building up cash. Number two, flexibility. So it allows you to adapt and change to the market and your changing situation. So you may have flexibility to change as your life changes. So perhaps you bought something, but you've had a change of job or loss of job. Maybe you're now going to utilize that assignment strategy, right? Or perhaps you've done the wealth assessment with Mark. You've talked to Marlando in terms of qualifying, and these guys let you know that you need to improve your credit and maybe increase the income, right? But you're able to buy into something now and utilize that 2, 3, 4 year time frame, whatever it is, to improve the credit and get more money. And like time is on your side. As I mentioned earlier, time and flexibility is a huge asset in pre-construction real estate. Equity growth and wealth building. So appreciation in value from the time of purchase to completion. So that time period from the time you buy to the time of closing allows for that equity growth. And again, it can be a really powerful wealth building tool without expenses during that development period. So again, no mortgage payments when interest rates are really high right now, that sort of thing. Okay. So number 4 can be great for generating cash flow. You have some properties that will have an occupancy period, may allow right to lease upon occupancy. And I think one of the projects Max is going to briefly touch on today gives you the right to lease, and that's a great time to generate some cash flow. Research your rental markets. That income that you're generating from your rent will cover your monthly expenses, and the surplus is where your cash flow is going to be at. So that's a great goal, and that is what cash flow is for those of you who don't know. Okay, property management. During your construction phase, there's no day-to-day property management, maintenance, tenants, anything like that. Anything with regards to the project is going to be covered by the developer, so nothing to worry about during that development period. But know your strength. Once the closing comes, and if it is your intention to purchase this property and close it, I suggest hire a property management company. They can be wonderful. They're going to mitigate any risk. They'll help you in terms of finding a tenant, replacing a tenant. We've had some builders offer like 2 years property management where they're placing the tenant for you. It really helps to reduce the stress. So if you're afraid of some of those negative stories, or again, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, maybe that's a great option for you. It definitely helps you to have a successful return on your investment. So tax benefits, talk to your accountant, understand where you're at and what you can do. So in some regions, there may be tax benefits associated with investing in pre-construction real estate. I'm going to touch briefly on Calgary today. There's no land transfer tax there. Like I said, check with an accountant for info on depreciation and other tax advantages that may help to improve your overall return on your investment. Number 7, choice and customization. So you are investing in a beautiful, brand new, shiny, sparkly piece of real estate, guys. So again, if your intention is to purchase it, close it, and sell it, you've got a hot product to sell. Your intention is to rent. Yours shows great. Take advantage of that. So investing in pre-construction allows you to choose the unit, the layout, where it is, the location that best suits your goals. You may also have some say in customizing the finishes. So especially if this is something you're going to be moving into, customize it. It's really a fun, beautiful process to be able to make those decisions. So it's a great idea. And just a point for investors, we really do strongly advise you guys, if you're purchasing a pre-construction unit for investment purposes, do not do a lot of upgrades. Keep the cost low. So when it comes time to close and you want to get into that cash flow scenario, the amount invested is minimal and you can really see the returns. Okay. And then number 8, that potential for early appreciation. So in strong real estate markets, pre-construction properties can appreciate significantly before your completion time. This early appreciation can lead to substantial returns on investment, equity gain, and great cash flow. If I want to be modest, I can say, sure, people have seen 50,000, people have seen 100,000, 200,000. Like the growth in properties, especially when the time frame has been a little bit longer, the numbers I'm speaking are truthful. People, have been able to really take advantage of market growth. Over the last few years, we've seen really high numbers, 18%, 21%, but a really good number of year-over-year appreciation to look for nowadays, 8-9%. And we're going to show you some of those numbers and how to identify our strong project. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Max. Max is going to go over one of his projects that are really, really, really hot right now. We're really excited about what's happening with PCC, Pickering City Center, and going to give a little update on another project where we've seen some folks investing, some of our clients, and are seeing great success there.
Yeah, guys, again, excuse me for my voice if it cracks or if you see me sipping
We're both a little
as
sick.
we're going along. But yeah, we're really excited about the projects that we're introducing to you guys today. They're amazing projects. We've sold in all of them so far, and we just want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get in on the ground floor, so to speak. And what we're looking at here is, sorry, let me just get rid of this. Nope.
Can't get rid of it.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so this project is from Center Court, one of the newer developers on the block, new kids on the block, but they are one of the best right out of the gate. Over 20 condominiums sold, towers, 10.5K suites sold, $5.9 billion in development value, 0 days interim occupancy. So when they say they're ready, they're ready. 0 canceled suites, and they're always fully zoned and city approved. So as soon as they have a product in mind and they're looking like not just 10 years down the road, but 20 years down the road, like what's happening next? Where do we build next? And does this meet all of our criteria? So they're pretty good on what they're doing. They have a great plan, a great system in place, and that's why we like working with them. We've worked with them for this project here, PCC. We've worked with them on Kipling and a couple other projects. So we're really happy with their product and their track record. So they have a 55-acre master plan. Okay, I'm going backwards. Sorry. I should take this away. Sorry, guys. This disappears from me. Okay, so a couple things that we're looking at is there's a severe shortage in the Durham region for properties right now. We're going to look at the master plan for this unit, and this community is by Center Court. We're going to look at the infrastructure that's built in on site already, which is one of the great things about this project. It's not just from the ground, like nothing has started. There's already some great stuff and infrastructure already there. And we're going to give you a bit of information about the growth story and investment opportunity. Oh, sorry, guys. I am really pressing this backwards. If I had a pointer, I would use it to show you where everything is. But if you look at the top right corner there, the blue, that's the city hall. The reason why I'm pointing out the city hall portion of this is because when you're building and you're looking for investments in a new area, what infrastructure is already there and what's going to be built next? Are they investing into that area? Is there light rapid? Is there jobs coming? Is there a major employer coming there and stuff like that? So already, like we're talking about, like I mentioned in the beginning, is that there's infrastructure that already built in. So right there, you see the Pickering City Hall, which is right next to the mall. And that means it's basically almost any downtown, there's going to be a city hall. And they're building these towers right next to it. You also see the new BRT bus system coming in, which is basically bus rapid transit. A lot of other cities have the light rapid transit. Well, this is coming in with the bus rapid transit. It's basically a shuttle bus with only 49 stops. It's going to be about 63 kilometers and 38,000 expected daily ridership over the whole thing. And it's going to influx about 686 million in economic benefits to the area, to Durham alone. You're close to the highway, the 401, and you're also by the GO Transit station, under 40 minutes from downtown Pickering now to downtown Toronto to Union Station. So you have everything covered in terms of transit now and coming into the future. So no matter if you're buying it for an investment and your investor tenant has a vehicle or not, they have all the options there. That's including for yourself as well. As you can see right there, when you're looking at the location, 40 minutes to downtown Toronto. And if you're at Pickering right there, if you want to go all the way to the other end to Oshawa, it's not that far. And if it's only 40 minutes to downtown Toronto, it's not that far either. So you're in a nice location, transit-wise on the go to get downtown. Why sit in traffic if you don't have to? Save the kilometers on your car, get your emails done when you're on the way down there, and you're right downtown to the heart of Toronto. If you want to take the subway from there, whatever you got to do, it's manageable. And then there's the BRT that's starting to come up there as well. So 10 stops in between the Pickering section by itself. And then along the full from Oshawa all the way to Toronto, you can be downtown Oshawa. You can go by Trent University, would be downtown Pickering Village, Pickering, University of Toronto, the hospital, Centennial College, and Scarborough Town Center. So you're not that far from that set of sections right there. Pickering City Center Master Plan. You have a couple of major employers coming in, major businesses, and there's 300,000 square feet of commercial space coming in. You have RBC Wealth Management, MPAC, Ontario Power Generation, and BMO Wealth Financial. Those are great businesses, professional businesses, and they're coming to bring some economic growth to the area. But those people that are going to be working there are also going to have to live somewhere. So that's another pool of tenants that you can have that are strong tenants, qualified tenants that have great income, great potential to generate great rents and to have strong rents coming in once you're there. They're going to want to live there, work there, and have the transit and everything else as well. So not only have good economic business coming in there and strong employers, you're going to have strong tenants as well. And with the infrastructure that's already there, you have 180 shops and right in the heart of PCC. Basically, we're talking about the mall. I don't have to tell you much about what's in the mall, retail shops, grocery store, food court, and everything else. But as well, those people are going to have to live somewhere as well. And you have things to do once you're there. Everything's right at your fingertips once you leave your unit. So we have the mixed use residential. 4 towers are going to be built, over 2,000 suites, 110 square foot of indoor and outdoor amenities. It's actually a pretty nice facility. You're going to have a lot of great stuff in there. Block 1, Tower 1 is pretty much 95 to 98% sold out. There's very few units left. We sold a couple in there already, and now we're in Block 2. So Block 2 and 1, 2, and 3 are probably going to be like the best sets to get into. Obviously, you want to be into Block 1, but we're selling into Block 2 right now. Excuse me. And some of the views, if you want more details, again, you're going to see the water from where you are. An amazing lobby, concierge is going to be there. And as you go inside, beside your units, if you can see here, of the 100,000 plus of amenities you can have there, 20,000 square foot of state-of-the-art fitness center. That's basically a full-size gym, luxury gym, LA Fitness, or one of those premier gyms you're going to have on site. So that's going to be amazing for either yourself or for your tenant as an investment. You can have a rooftop infinity pool and lounge area that you can hang out in. Rooftop dining and barbecue. So barbecues, you can reserve them, book them out, and have your your party, your barbecue, or whatever you want going on there. And you can have co-working and business facilities. So if you have no space upstairs in your unit, you don't want to use it for an office, you can have all that facility spaces in the building as well. Entertainment and party lounge, golf simulator. I'm trying to work on my golf swing, so whether it's for yourself again or for a prospective tenant, you're gonna have strong tenants that are going to be coming in at all these different business locations as well. And a lot of those people probably play golf, and they're going to want to play golf during the winter, or at least keep their swing going. children's playground, so it's not just for, let's say, young professionals, but a lot of these master plan units now, the ones that are planned better because there's a shortage of space, are going to have children's playground. So it's going to be mixed generational occupancy in these buildings, which is great for the kids as well. And excuse me, multiple green spaces in and around the area, and ground floor retail. Obviously, you have the mall and other ground floor retail that's going to be built into this master plan community. Again, if you look where you are there, if I had a pointer, I'd point them out, but it's basically 40 units, 40 stories, 450 towers in 2, 45 stories, 500 suites in 1, and you can see the other ones there, 55 and 600, 50 and 550. What's important to look at, I like this slide right here, is that Durham is the second fastest sub-market in the GTA growing right now. So in green, you can see Durham, 645,000 people were calculated in 2016. And in 2021, that rose to 697,000 almost, which is a 51,000 person growth respectively. If you go down to the bottom and you look at Toronto and you look at their numbers, it's basically what they're saying is 62,000, 63,000 people grew in the same amount of period, which isn't necessarily that much more, but it's only 2% increase in Toronto and 7.9% increase in Durham, which is pretty significant, meaning there's way more room for growth in Durham. So if you're looking at the trends and where things are going, Toronto only has so much room to grow and grow up with all the condos there. It's still a good market, but Durham is the second fastest growing sub-market out of the GTA area. And I'm going to show you another project after this, which is in Halton. Reasons why we're showing you all of these different areas. If you look at it another way as well as condominium suites in the GTA, if there's 418,000 suites, 309 of those suites are in the downtown Toronto core, which is 74% of the suites available, the condominiums, compared to only 7,000 in the Durham region. So that's only 2% of all the condos that are available. So that means that there's so much more, again, room for growth in the Durham region. That's why this is such a hot area, much less the project that we're looking at. This is not letting me click now. 1 second, please, guys. Technical difficulties. So we got to look at a couple things about the condo shortage, or just the housing shortage in the GTA in general, and what's going on in the Durham region. So you want to provide affordable housing options in an area that's highly dependent on unattainable low-rise suites right now. So this is a high-rise building that's coming up. You want to attract and keep up with the rapid population growth and to align with the region's aggressive growth plans. And that's all of the things that's happening right now with PCC and Center Court. And not all master plans are created equal. So like I was saying before, if you look at what's in the different areas and different downtowns and different condos that are being built right now, the infrastructure that's already at PCC is amazing. So a lot of the different places only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of the different things that you look for, like steps to high order transit, on-suite shopping mall, restaurants and entertainment, on-suite commercial space, outdoor green space. If you look at these, and if you're looking from Vaughan, Mississauga, downtown East, Markham, downtown Core, they only have a couple of them, but PCC, Pickering City Center, has every one of those checked off already and growing. It's one of the most affordable condos in the GTA. All the projects that we're showing you here today are some of the most affordable projects in the GTA. Another marker that you look for when you're looking to invest in real estate is price per square foot. So City Center has compared the 2 existing condos that are available right now for price per square foot. Once you buy in, you're already buying in under the price per square foot of the existing inventory that's on the market right now. Meaning, as their price per square foot goes up, as the market goes up, yours is going to go up as well, but you're going to have more room of growth as yours goes up. So if you're at 1050 right now, they're respectively at 1170 and 1185 price per square foot. And we're going to have 6,000 new residents looking to be in the heart of the downtown Pickering City Center coming in shortly. There's a lot of immigration coming in and stuff like that. So we're looking for different things like that for what's happening in the area. Ongoing mall revitalization plus the current infrastructure is going to continue to happen. Investors in block, like I said before, 1, 2, and 3 will benefit from being the first in line as downtown Pickering evolves into downtown Durham. So when all this infrastructure is being built in the Pickering side, if you're looking at Oshawa, everybody's going to gravitate towards the Pickering side of the region. So here's a couple of the units that are available right now. These are the screenshot. So it's not live. We usually get the live list and they're changing all the time. I like to look for the 1+ den, 1 bedroom plus den. Those are the units that we look for as investors that have the best bang for your buck. It's basically a 2-bedroom with the second bedroom not having a window, but it's basically the same square footage and the same layout. You just don't have the extra room. If you're looking to do it as an Airbnb or a rental, you basically have that as an extra room, 1+ den. And if you look at the prices, some of the 1+ dens that we have here are basically under $600,000. So the first one there on the 3rd floor, 1+ den, 560 square feet, which is still good square footage, 582. Another one bed, 1+ den underneath, 537, it's 594. Underneath that, 594 again. So there's a couple 1+ dens available. If you're interested, please give us a call and we can get you into one of them or another unit. But those are great prices, under $600,000 in the GTA area. And we have some great incentives. So exclusive incentives, you have $10,000 off the parking on selected units. Usually have to be over a certain square footage. One-time assignment fee, one-time free assignment fee, capped development charges and levies, extended deposit structure. So you do $10,000 on signing and the additional 5% in 30 days. The good thing is after that, it's 5% in 120 days instead of 45, 2.5% in 300 days, 2.5% in 400 days, 2.5% in 600 days, and 2.5% in 720 days, which is really cool. You don't have to put that up right away. You have a long time to put it in, to put those off. As well, this project is about 5 to 6 years out, so you have lots of time to figure out what you want to do and get some good appreciation growth. So from today to 6 years from now, I'm pretty confident that, with how good this project is and what the rates will do. Marlando can give you a bit more about that later on. I'm pretty confident it's a great investment. So again, for the best location in Pickering, you have the first launch of this new master plan. Everything is below the existing condo prices. This equals the highest potential for condo growth and investment in the GTA. That's one of my top picks. Another pick I have, guys, I want to tell you guys about. I told you that Pickering and Durham is the second highest growth market in the GTA. Well, Halton and Hamilton is in that general area there, is in the first highest growth potential in the GTA. 75 James is a great project. We sold there as well. If you're looking for a different 1% deposit structure, this is a great project as well. It's a little bit lower in price and it's a great area. Hamilton, I used to live there myself. I still have units there myself as well. It's being revitalized. It's an amazing, beautiful city, restaurants and attractions. There's the Bayfront Park area. If anybody is familiar with Hamilton, please put thumbs up if they know what's going on there. It's a foodie area. I had a stigma in my head about Hamilton before I moved there. And once I went there, that all changed. It's a really nice area going on. And lots of new development as well, just like in Pickering, with light rapid transit and other things like that. Excuse me. So again, here are some of the goodies that you have available. The 10% deposit structure, 1% per month, 0 development levies, 20% of all suites purchase price. It's the same there. Parking, $40,000 reduced from $60,000. Free locker, free assignment, free right to lease. 1% on signing, 1% in 30 days, 1% 60 days, and on and on and on and on to 270 as well. So suites features 9-foot ceilings, custom designed, quartz kitchen countertops, lots of built-in standard finishes that are higher end compared to some of the other suites available, and it's at a great price start. That's my stuff there. Guys, thank you so much for bearing with my voice and my sniffles. We're going to bring it over to Marlando Bailey. He's one of our business partners. He's going to give us about some financing information and take it away.
Hey, thanks for that intro, Max. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Everybody else, all you guys could be doing other things, but you decided to take the time out to come and learn with us. Right. So a little bit about me. I've been in the mortgage and real estate business for just about 13 years. I started off buying properties in the US, flipping properties in the US. So with that being said, I started structuring mortgage deals in the US for real estate investors, right? So I basically took a liking to the mortgage side of things, right? So I ended up making the switch to just becoming a mortgage broker here in Canada, and I kind of stopped doing the flipping and all that stuff in the States because I found it to be a lot of work, right? So fast forward today, I'm a mortgage broker with Pineapple, and I just got approved for my own brokerage. So I'm officially a broker owner, and I'm looking forward to building a great business to help and support my community. Okay, so we're kind of running out of time, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. You guys can ask questions afterwards. So let's jump into it real quick. So Steph asked a question earlier, why pre-construction? So I'm going to tell you why pre-construction from the mortgage standpoint, right? So from the mortgage standpoint, or just from an investing standpoint, or just to get into the market, pre-construction is one of the best ways to get into the market. It's the best way for the average person to basically go out and get their first property. So given what's going on in the marketplace today, as you guys see, it's a bit of a mess. Interest rates are crazy, prices were crazy high, but the good thing is prices are coming down, right? So a lot of these projects a year ago, they were selling for a lot higher, right? So now it's a good opportunity for the average person to get in, right? So basically on average, right, properties are selling for anywhere from $650 and up, right? So what that means is you need a good sized down payment, right? How many people do you know out there have $100,000, $200,000 to put down on a property? Not a lot, right? So what pre-construction does, it creates that opportunity for the average person to take a step, get into a project, and with that being said, you have time on your side, right? So you basically have time. You have some time to come up with your down payment. You have your initial amount of money that you will need to put down, right? You step it out from there. If the project is 2 to 3 years, you have time to save and also build up equity in that property that you've purchased, right? So it's also a great way to go out and get that next property, right? So if you have your principal residence, and you have a little bit of equity in that property, you could pull some of it out or put some money down on a pre-construction, right? So just you could take it one step at a time. basically, you could start building a portfolio just by using this strategy alone, right? So I'm gonna touch on some of the issues that I'm seeing with a lot of people out there. And Steph and Max, you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen some of this, right? People are going out and they're basically putting money down on a property, right? They'll go out, get a pre-approval letter, and they think that that's it, and they don't have to do anything else. They basically wait that time out and not really get proactive with what they're doing, right? So when it comes to purchasing a pre-construction, if you're doing it for the first time, there are a few things you need to do. You need to stay on top of your credit, right? You need to save. You need to be saving as much money as possible, right? The great thing about pre-construction is it's also appreciating in value, right? And you also have to maintain your employment. And one of the biggest things that I'm seeing as well, let's say, for example, you get into one of these projects for, say, 50 grand as your deposit or your down payment. Most people make the mistake of thinking that's all they need and that's all they need to do. So with that, you have to follow up with a mortgage broker at least every few months, every 6 months at least, just to kind of see what's going on with your credit. Make sure you're staying on top of everything, right? Um, another thing, people kind of ignore big time is their credit, and they think that your credit is good today, and it's going to stay that way forever, right? We basically have to get proactive with our credit, just to make sure that we're staying on track, we're paying our bills on time, and like I said before, do a checkup, make sure nobody has stolen your identity. Does that make sense to everybody? Because you don't want to wait until last minute when it's time to close on your property. You find that your credit is not in good shape, right? Or your employment, maybe there's an interruption in there, right? With your employment. So always stay on top of everything. Keep in touch with a mortgage broker, whether it's me or somebody That's very, very important, right? And I'll just leave the floor open for those of you who have questions. I'm here. I'll stay back and I'll answer all your questions.
Okay, great. Is there any questions from anybody specifically for Marlando about anything he said? Like he said, otherwise he will be hanging back at the end for our Q&A portion. Oh, Marlando, could you also talk a little bit about some of the new lending opportunities that you have, the new program that you have? That's, I think, a
Yes.
really big one.
Okay, so we have all types of strategies to help folks out, right? So a couple of things we look at when it's time to exit and get the property in your name, right? If you don't have all your down payment together, right, upon the time when it's time for you to close, we could look at the appreciation of your property. The property value goes up over time, right? So we could use that as a strategy to help you close on your mortgage. Let's say something happened where you don't have all your down payment, right? Well, we could use that as a strategy. Another strategy that we have companies out there or lenders out there that will lend you the remaining amount of your down payment, right? They'll come in as a partner with you on that property, right? So what that means is, just to kind of break it down, let's say over the period of the time when you purchase your property, let's say the property is expected to be completed in 3 years, over 3 years, you were only able to come up with, say, 10% of what's required, based on your qualification. If you need to get up to 20% to be able to qualify, we do have options that we could have companies or investors step in and put up the balance of that down payment for you, just to take you over that 20% mark, right? Because once, and the reason for that is CMHC is a big thing in the mortgage industry. So we call them the gatekeepers, right? So when you have less than 20% down in a property, it creates it creates a lot of difficulties as far as CMHC. They want to make sure that there's no interruption in your employment, your credit is intact, you have enough time at your employment, right? So that's basically one of the strategies that we could look at. So once we get you past that 20% mark, we could be a lot more flexible, where we could extend your mortgage over a 30-year period, or maybe even a 35-year amortization, just to kind of bring those payments down and bring your ratios in line. So we have multiple strategies that we can help you to get that mortgage closed.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Marlando.
You're welcome.
Okay, and Marlando's information is there in the chat. And like I said, we'll be hanging around at the end for some Q&A. You guys probably have some questions about some of his programs. All right, and our next speaker is Mark Smith, licensed financial services benefit provider. Mark, I will switch it over to you. Let me know once you're ready to start sharing your screen.
Okay. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Max. Thanks, Orlando. I've been taking notes. I've been writing stuff down here. And even though some of the stuff I have some familiar with, know some of it, it still reminds me when I take notes, it puts it back in my head. So hopefully you guys are taking notes. And for those who took the time out to sit and listen to us today, really appreciate it. Orlando said you could be doing anything else with your time, so we appreciate taking time for this. Congratulate yourselves. I will, because of time is running, I will get into it. So I'll keep anyone waiting. Just share my screen. So quickly, just to give you guys an idea of who I am, what I do, and how I do it. I have my little page here that gives you a little breakdown. And I started my business mainly because of myself. It was selfish, to be honest. I wanted to learn about money. I realized I was behind. Being a father of 2 kids, university was coming up, all these things. So I wanted to learn. And when I learned all these really intricate stuff, and I realized, whoa, if I knew this 20 years ago, 15 years ago, what it would have done for my life, what it done for my kids' life going forward. So I made a point to try to catch up to this. But one of the things I realized, if I didn't know this, how many people don't know all these things, and how many people could be helped with this. So I really take it as a responsibility to do my best to educate. And if you come across a lot of financial professionals, the main thing is if you're getting something out of it, some education and learning, that's where you start, right? So here's a quick little video. Hopefully you guys can hear this. Let me know if you can. Everybody can hear me?
Can't hear.
No?
When you share the screen, make sure you select the part that you share your screen and share the audio too. I used to have trouble with this all the time.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause that video and just speak on what it is. It's just a little 2-minute thing just to remind you of what's important.
So I will get to your question. Sure.
When you're going into a mortgage, you're going to purchase a property, you have to prepare yourself. You can't just jump in and I have no idea what's going on. So what I like to do is I like to sit down with someone and offer them a plan. What's the approach? When do you want this property? What kind of property do you want? Do you have an idea where you'd like to live? How much would it be? And so I get into a couple things. And just for information, as you can see here, my this page, I will share this with you guys, and you'll be able to go onto this and watch that video. Probably much better. You can take your own time and do it. But in detail, in getting into breakdown of what is important, and here is something that I go over a lot is ask questions. This is my gathering input. And you see the word F&A stands for financial needs analysis. I ask a lot of questions. It gets really in depth of what people want. I gather information based on how old they are, if they have children, what's their income like, when they would like to retire. This part right here, most people, it says, when you want to retire, they pause because nobody thinks about it until the day comes. Right. And so we work on that. We kind of get them dreaming a bit. If you retire today, what would it look like? What would your retirement income look like? And then we go into what's assets have you accumulated so far? If you're looking to buy a home, have you started saving for it? Do you know how much you need for a down payment? Do you know all these things? If it's a pre-construction like Steph and Max was talking about, do you know the details? I took a picture of that screen that Max showed. I've put the 10,000 down, then the 5%, then the, and I keep a track of that because my kids, I don't think they will be to log on today, and I want to send that to them and says, if you're looking at getting to the market, this is what you need to understand. Get the information up front and get started. I talk a lot about kids' education planning for those who are, have children. Believe me, it's expensive, but I've been through it, and it's when they finish, it's one of the most proudest moments of your life. When they finish university and they get on to started their journey. And I would do it again 1,000 times. The only thing I'll do differently, I would prepare properly, right? And so all these questions help. I ask about life insurance. Do you have it? A lot of people that I've come across, they said, I know it's important. I think it's too expensive. I don't know anything about it. Once again, I go into just teach about it, and then they go, wow, I didn't know it was that simple, easy to get. Ask questions. If you should pass away today when your mortgage paid off, all these things into planning. Very important thing. One of the things I get to a lot is here, this portion. And number one thing is, what do people expect from me as a financial coach? I can say I can do this and do this for you and do this for you, but what would you like to receive from a financial professional? And they give me a list. And that's my chore list. And I said, if I'm able to fulfill these for you, are we good to go? And I go to work for them. Right. So I ask what they need from me. And then I tell them as well. And the good thing about this information is it is completely free. So part of my whole process is with your expectation of me, I would expect that if you like what I do, my part of getting reward for it is recommendations to other people. And so that's what we go through. And we look at their finances like a house. We build from the bottom up, like any structure, build it from the bottom up and go through, right? Very, 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 very step by step. It's a long process, but I don't think there's a better way to do it. In personal financing, there's no shortcut. I couldn't take a shortcut. This is what the final product looks like. Here is an example of what the final product looks like of a financial needs analysis after it's been done. After everything's been asked, we go over our commitment. And when I work with someone, I make a commitment to them, deliver on, because if they are planning to buy a home in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, or they've already committed to a property, they've put money down, right? It's very important that they get on the ball, because there's installments coming up, there's payments coming up in so many years. When it's going to be finished, when can we plan? So I make a commitment to them to get started and get the ball rolling, right? And we go over everything we talk about. We talk about the money you got saved so far. We talk about getting some debt out of the way so you can save more money for this project. We talk about making sure that you have something to protect your income, whether it's a disability plan. If you should get hurt in the process, you can still pay for that down payment that you need. The bills don't stop because you're hurt, right? So we make sure we put that together. We put life insurance pay just in case, God forbid you pass away too soon. We put that in place as well. And then we get into the real thing of it. Where is your money that comes in? Where is it going? This is important. This is something I never did when I was younger. I wish I did. But we took our couple here, they're making over $6,000, and we break it down to where the money is being spent, because there might be some areas they can save more to put towards that project that you're looking to invest into, right? We do it in numbers, in percentage, and in the graph. And then we get into, for those who already have assets, we look at what their assets are, what their liability. We focus on their net worth and make sure they understand where they are financially. And this is the big part here. Like I said, most people don't know when they're going to retire, but most importantly, they've never thought about how much they will need in retirement, right? They never thought about how much they'll need. So we make sure we kind of get them thinking that if today was that day, everything is lined, the economy is the same, your children are grown, the mortgage paid off, you got all the assets, maybe you got a couple of rentals, whatever you have, how much income is coming from there, how much income is coming from your work pension if you have one, how much have you got saved so far. So we put that together, all in a ball of wax, work everything, and we put all together and see what they will need, and we come up with something called their financial independent number. This is the amount of money that they will need from all sources coming in to their life so that they can live the lifestyle they want to have when they don't have to work anymore. And so we get specific breakdown into what's your return on your money currently before retirement, what we're going to do during retirement. We show them how much they need and how much they need each month to get to it. And sometimes they can't do all of it, but getting started is better than doing nothing, right? And so we want to make sure we do that. That's why it's so important that if we get started at an early age, we actually are able to spread the time out. Just like your mortgage, if you have a longer amortization, right, it takes less amount of the initial payment, right? If you have less time, you got to pay bigger mortgage to get to pay off your mortgage. And then we talk about planning properly, have an emergency fund put aside. If something happens, you have 3 months of income put aside. Have a short-term goal account, up to 6 months of income put aside. Maybe you lose that job, but also maybe you want to put a down payment on the house. That's your short-term goal. And then have a separate account to build that long-term wealth. And we talk about that. We go through your debt. If some people already have a mortgage, some people don't, some people have credit cards. We look at how much interest is coming out of their pocket, the interest they're paying, but how much interest they'll pay over time. And that eats away at some people's wealth. Debt is one of the simplest way to erode your wealth, right? So we make sure people understand how to do that. And we put together a plan so that they can actually do a debt stacking program and pay off the debts faster so that they have more money put aside. And all of this comes down to having more financial wherewithal, so you can either make a purchase, pay off a property, or pay your current mortgage, right? And then this is one of the main thing here. I talk about this a lot, especially with my community. Too many times I see someone pass away and they have to either go to the church and ask for help. They have to do a GoFundMe, or they just totally messed up. It's simple. We break it down to specific areas of life. If something should happen to the husband, can the wife take care of the kids without his income? And we talk about it, and they say, no, how much will you need? In this case, $2,000. Vice versa. If something happened to the wife, husband, how much do you need for income? And how long you need it for? We add it up. We show the mortgage, we show any debts, what would you need to fund the kids' education? We add it up and show what's called their need for insurance. It makes no sense saying to somebody here, get $500,000, get $1 million. We don't know if they need that. Why pay for it, right? And so this is the tool that I use to break down. I'll fast forward a little bit for a matter of time. I'll go to the bottom of the actual assessment. Is we look at here. This is the final house. Can we save you money on insurance? Make sure you don't spend too much. Some people don't have emergency fund put aside. We offer legal service as well, debt management, same for retirement, kids education planning. This is the assessment total. And once again, it is complimentary. I will ask anybody, if you are able to get benefit from it, then some other people that you know would benefit from it as well. And that's pretty much it. I had a lot of stuff put aside, but we know we're running short on time. So once again, like everyone else, I'm sticking around for any questions that you have, anything that you want me to, I can send you. I have a book called How Money Works. I have a PDF version and actually a natural version. And so if you like a copy of that, I'll send it out as well. Just let me know what email I'd like to send it to. And so that's all I'm going to share for now, because everything else is just going to take too long. I'm going to eat up too much time. So thank you, guys. Hopefully this was informative and helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And your contact information is in the chat as well. We're going to leave your contact information up at the end. So if anybody wants to contact Mark, Marlando, or us directly, feel free to do so with either our emails or our or our phone numbers, and you can reach out to us for sure. Thank you so much. Not everybody has the information on financial literacy. I learned about insurance late in life, so we're just happy to give that information back to everybody out there.
Yeah, and maybe when we send out the recording, if that's okay with you, Mark, we'll send out that book as well. Yeah, so cool. Okay, guys. Well, again, just thank you so much for being with us. We have one more project to go. If you guys are cool to stay around, that's great. And then we'll get right into the Q&A. If you do have to go, just thank you for being with us. But I think this is really great. Understanding, like how we talked about the tips for success in real estate, understanding the importance of financial discipline and planning, and like actually making, putting in the time and effort towards achieving your goals, investing in the right projects to build your portfolio, and how cool real estate ties into that, to providing some of that passive income. Marlando's got the links for how to get those down payments and how to close the property. So I just feel like you guys were a really wonderful team, and just thank you so much for sharing, like from start to finish. That information was amazing from both of you guys. So thank you so much. Cool. Wow. I hope you guys definitely feel free, like I said, to just share and ask questions in the chat. We're going to get through to the next project, or I'm going to try to. All right. Cool. Okay, so here's my corny joke. Make a joyful noise for Joya on the Queensway. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm so excited about Joya in Etobicoke. I'm going to show you guys why. The builder here is Marlin Spring. So they are a really great big builder in the GTA. And I think now, especially with some of the things you guys are hearing about in the market today, and projects being canceled and all those kind of things, it's really great to know you're investing with a builder who has a great track record, who cares about their reputation, and is doing big things. So for this project, Joya in Etobicoke, they've partnered with Greybook. They've done 5 projects already in the past. Some of them you may have heard of, like Symphony Town, Stockyards. Along the Queensway in Etobicoke, there is a number of projects which have been popping up over the last little while as well. Taylor Residences, Curio Condos, Joya now just launched like last week, a week and a half ago. And Marlin Springs, a developer, has also acquired some more land, and they're going to be coming with 3 more towers. A great thing to look for in pre-construction, guys, is not to follow the trends, not to invest after you've seen everybody invest somewhere, because the first folks are the ones who made all the money. Okay, if you're really looking to see your projects appreciating, get cash, and build wealth, you want to have a look, pay attention to some of the things that Max and I are sharing with you guys, and understand the trends and get ahead of the game. So investing into, phase one real estate projects in a booming area at the beginning of that infrastructure and immigration. This is a great time. So we're seeing this area build up. There's going to be way more projects coming in Etobicoke in the future. This is an awesome project to get excited about, okay? So why invest in the GTA? So I'm sure you guys have heard, and if you haven't, this is a really important thing to understand. 1.5 million immigrants are planned to come to Canada by 2025. It's going to be approximately 500,000 new immigrants per year. A large percentage of them are residing in the GTA, fastest growing region in the province of Ontario. We're expecting, an increase in population of 43% by 2046. There is a strong demand for real estate where we are at, guys. And we want to own it. I'm sure we could all talk about some of the struggles even within our community with getting access to real estate, rental market, that sort of thing. We want to be a solution. We want to be able to provide real estate for those who needs it. We want to be able to meet the demand. We want to be able to benefit from it. So I want to really see you guys continue to invest and expand those portfolios. So job growth, 8.1% year over year job growth in this area. And we're going to be talking about one of the major employers in the GTA in just a minute. The condo segment market, 16.4% year over year growth in the region. And this is a TREB market stat, so from our real estate board. Okay, so Canadian immigration, like I said, is growing. 2023, 465,000 permanent residents expected to come. 2024, 485,000 new permanent residents. 2025, 500,000 new permanent residents. This is not including all the students that are coming into the country as well. There is a very strong demand for real estate. Position yourselves, guys. Plan. Position yourselves. Go own property, okay? In 2022, Canada's population grew by 1 million, the largest in the nation's history, and the majority of these immigrants are residing in Ontario in the GTA. So why are we looking at the West End? I love the West End, okay? I've lived in the West End. I currently bought and invest here. I own in the East End too. But this is just a really booming area, and it's great to see here. Very high demand. We have a great proximity to downtown Toronto, the infrastructure and all the amenities. Very strong rental market. So 20% increase in the past year for one-bedroom units. The transit infrastructure and amenities, $73 million has been invested into the Pickering bus terminal hub. Center Court, which as a developer for PCC, has a project in this area as well. Kipling Station Condos, awesome project. Yep, we had folks invest there as well because, like I said, so much is going on there, right on the bus line. Okay, strong long-term investment, and that's really what we're talking about right now in real estate: is investing, buying, holding, so you can take advantage of the growth that is to come. So this is looking at some of the submarkets in the GTA again. We're looking at average rent. Okay, so if we're looking at downtown Toronto, obviously very high demand. Max talked about population and growth and development in Toronto. We're seeing an average rate per square foot in Toronto at $4.16. Okay. In Etobicoke, the average rent that you're able to ask or demand from the market is approximately $2,800. Okay. North York, approximately $2,800. But what's cool is that the rate per square foot that we're able to charge, $3.48. So it's very comparable when we consider the price to acquire real estate in this area. And that's where the slide and this project in this area really comes into effect. The starting price for Joya at a price per square foot is about $1,000, okay, $1,041. We talked about that in relation to resale value, which we'll get into more details, but this is a great starting price. So for a similar rent, for example, charged in North York, you're paying $1,400 per square foot. In Etobicoke right now, just over $1,000. It's not going to stay this way for long, but again, we're trying to understand the trends and stay ahead of them. So why the Queensway? What's happening with the West End growth? Guys, over the last 4 years, this area has increased in price per square foot almost 50%. It's an upward trend, okay? We don't want to wait another 10 years, 5 years to invest here. Think of how much the value is going to go up by then, okay? We want to buy into these growing areas where, again, I think it was 70 something million dollars invested into the 78 million invested into the Kipling bus terminal. There's a lot going on. When you're looking for a great project, look for transit close to highways, close to whatever kind of infrastructure. Again, high immigration, high demand. These are the things that we want to look at. Okay, top 3 rental submarkets, again, Toronto downtown, then we have North York, and then we have Etobicoke. All right, so the most recent, when we're looking at lease units and sold units on the Queensway. So the 1-bed plus den units, about $2,600 per month. And as investors, guys, we really do encourage you to look at, for a great price for your value, is looking at a 1-bed plus den unit, because you can kind of rent and market it as if it's a 2-bedroom, but you're not going to be paying the price to acquire a 2-bedroom unit. Okay, so it has a lot of flexibility in marketing for rental and for sales and all that kind of stuff. So again, comparing, and again, this is how you really identify a great project in today's market, when you're looking at the price and incentives that the developer is offering and that comparison to the resale market. So as you can see right now, the 1-beds at Joya are starting at $524,000, but on the resale, we're at almost $560,000. The 1-bed plus dens at Joya right now, $585,000. That's what it's starting at, but in the resale market, almost $650,000. And then 2-bed units at Joya, $763,000, so about $764,000, comparable to $800,000. Guys, there's a lot of room for growth. And again, this is the price that you're locking in today, but this is not going to be the price in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years. Okay, so we're locking in a great value now, knowing that in the future we're going to see that growth come and we're going to take advantage of it. Okay, we want to seize those opportunities. Why we love Joya? Connectivity to downtown and everything that's going on in terms of amenities in the area, growth. These are the earlier projects that are planned in this area in Etobicoke. There's going to be more opportunity, and then we're going to talk about the employment hub and how it serves a lot of these immigrants that are coming into the area. So when we talk about connectivity, connection to transit, parks, restaurants, and shops, all within a 10-minute drive. It's a 15-minute drive to downtown Toronto. So again, acquiring at just over 1,000 square foot, a piece that has easy access to employment and school and whatever amenities and attractions are going on in downtown Toronto. Over 6,000 new units are proposed in the area. Grab one now, get the earlier ones, let the future ones, and as the builders continue to release, the price is going to keep going up and you're going to be able to ride out that appreciation. Again, average price per square foot of acquiring is $480 less than it is in downtown Toronto. 500 square foot unit at Joya costs $240,000 or 29% less than Toronto downtown Toronto, okay? While getting a very, very similar rental rate. We are 10 minutes from Canada's second biggest employment hub that accounts for over 400,000 jobs, and that's in the area of Pearson, right? 55% of the workers are immigrants, Canadian immigrants, is welcoming 1.5 new immigrants by 2025. So these are things to consider. Again, 6,263 new condo units are coming to the West End in the next 5 years. Here is an example of some of those projects and areas popping up in there. You can see Joya really close to the Gardiner. GO train station, Kipling transit hub. Joya is 10 minutes from the Toronto Pearson Economic Zone, Canada's second largest employment zone after downtown Toronto. So again, if you're thinking about rentability, if you're thinking about who you're going to sell to after you purchase and it comes to closing, if that's going to do like a buy and flip, there is a wide opportunity for demand. In Ontario, this zone accounts for over 400,000 jobs. 51% are air transportation, 36% is warehousing and storage, 25% is medical manufacturing job, and 55% of workers in the zone are immigrants relative to 31% across the country. This is just showing you drive time to some of the local amenities. So it's very, very well positioned. Okay. And again, 14 minutes to Union Station. Okay. So, and Sherway is close by and such. Transit and connectivity. So we're close to Kipling Station. The transit hub is going to get you down Yonge and Bloor in 30 minutes. Connection to Milton. We're close to Mimico Go. So you're at the 401 in 10 minutes. Union Station 15, Pearson International Airport 15 minutes, 427 in 5 minutes, Gardner Expressway in 1 minute. All right, so very, very well connected. The amenities, Max went over a lot of the amenities in PCC to let you guys know that these builders are definitely not, being stingy with what's being offered. Terrace barbecue for dining. There's terraces, yoga rooms. A lot of the builders these days are just coming up with some really awesome stuff. A pet wash, craft room. Joya really was tailored, I would say. They know the needs of investors, like we highlighted, the 1 bed plus den units. This building is going to be offering 126 1 bed plus den units, so a wide variety for investors. Another key point here is that there's actually 4 live work units and 4 2-story townhomes, so that's pretty cool. Of course, everybody has different needs. If what you are qualified for is to get in at a studio or a 1 bed, there's a high demand for these units, so definitely take advantage and get in. But we really see the value in the 1 bed plus den. In the area of pricing, again, we see that Joya is going to be closing in 2027, guys. So this is the long term. You put your money down in terms of your deposit, and you just wait. You let it grow. And if we are priced now under resale value, just imagine where we're going to be in the years to come. Here's some more examples. For the price, we are seeing the 1 bed plus dens in the 500s. 1 beds will be in the low 500s. The studios or junior 1 beds are going to be from the 400s. And then you guys can let me know if you have interest in any of the other ones and getting the price list. So the deposit structure with our new launch is $10K on signing. And then they've done the extended deposit as well. So it will be balance of 5% in 30 days. And the next 5% is at 365. So only 10% deposit in the first year. Then at 540 days is 5%. And then you do not have to put down that last 5% until occupancy in 2027. So if you're utilizing that assignment strategy that we talked about, you don't have to worry about that last 5% on occupancy. If you do need it, talk to Marlando. We're going to see a well-appreciated project here. And we're going to be able to access those funds to close. All right. But this is what the deposit structure looks like. And again, this is something you want to make sure really suits your planning when you're investing. You got to pay attention to these deposit structures. Okay, and here's some of the incentives for the clients. Free assignments. So if you're going to use that strategy to buy and flip, you have access to your savings of $5,000. Developmental charges have been reduced here. So from $18,000 to $15,000 for the 1 bed plus den units and smaller. The 2 beds and larger has been reduced from $21,000 to $18,500. And you will have the right to lease during interim occupancy. That is the alarm for our kids to go to bed. So that is Joya on the Queensway, guys. I wanted to quickly touch on Calgary as well. Calgary has been one of those markets that has just been booming, honestly, for the last few years. I know one of my clients is on the call here, and he brought this up. He's like, you were talking about Calgary years ago when people were saying it wasn't the place to buy. But guys, I have seen this area just shoot through the roof. Okay. And it's expanding, and we're seeing some growth in Edmonton and other cities in the area. But I wanted to touch on just a couple things with Calgary. Why is Calgary a great market to invest in? No land transfer tax, no HST, rent control of the rental laws are in favor for the investors, which is awesome. In the first quarter of this year, Alberta had seen record population growth. The rental market increased 40% for the one beds, 38%, so almost 40% for the two-bed units year over year. We've seen a boom there in terms of tech jobs. It's still Silicon Valley of Western Canada. Rental increases, there is no limit. So when mortgage or interest rates increase, and you gotta increase your rent to match, obviously you're keeping in line with the market, you're able to do so. Whereas Toronto has had that, that limit 2.5% or 2%, depending on what region you're in. Okay, Alberta's net immigration was historically high, over 3,225%. Huge boom. If that doesn't say boom, I don't know what else does. Canada was voted Canada's best city to move to, and I'm sure we've seen a lot of people relocate to Calgary or Alberta in general for more affordability. Large businesses, when large businesses are investing in an area, huge business hubs, how we talked about around Pearson, this is a great sign for your real estate that you're buying into. Okay, Walmart invested 118 million, 1,000 new tech jobs in Calgary. So those are just some of the headlines that we've seen just in 2023 alone, okay, with what's going on there. There's a lot of great projects. Quinay has been something, they just released or approved a 5% initial deposit, 5% in 6 months, okay, so a 10% deposit only, but the purchase price is a lot less there, right? Units were starting 300, 400,000, so you're able to purchase and get into a property for 30, 40K, right? Mine is with Builder Truman. They are offering free assignment, free parking and locker, free 2-year rental guarantee. So we talked a little bit about property management, free 2-year property management, closing in 2028, 10% deposit from the 300. So if you guys are looking to invest in real estate, we talked about some really hot markets around the GTA, in and around the GTA. If those numbers isn't quite where you're at right now and you just want to get your foot in, this is another great market. It's very affordable for people to attain. All right, guys. So thank you for sticking with us. I know we went a little bit longer than we planned to, but it was wonderful to have you guys with us. We're going to stick around to answer a little bit of questions if you guys may have some. Okay, feel free. This is my contact information. You can text me if you're not on my broadcast list and you want to be. I let you guys know about when we have other webinars, new project launches. We have in-person events and seminars. We did paint nights this year. We have lots of fun, and we really are just trying to stay connected to keep continuing to educate and inspire you guys. So feel free to ask out and reach out anytime to me. And we've got Max is next. His information is also in the chat room. Anything else to say to wrap up, Max?
I want to thank everybody who was here that got to listen to us. Thank our presenters too. I want to thank Mark and Marlando. I want to touch on some powerful information that I may want to stress, like when you're looking at Calgary, Toronto, and Vancouver and immigration. Those are the top major city centers that most of this immigration and population growth is going to go towards, being the major cities that are developed right now. So if Calgary you're getting in at 300,000, 400,000, and depending on your deposit structure or range, that might be another opportunity to get into. And like Stephanie said, 3,200 and something population growth, that's astronomical, obviously. So obviously something's happening there, and people could have got in a lot earlier when she was giving everybody the heads up. The other thing is, we're worried about the interest rates. Well, if you have the project that's 4, 3, 4, and 5 years out, you're not really paying you're not paying the interest rates. You're benefiting from all the incentives that are happening right now. So this is the time to buy. This is time to get all the appreciation growth. That's one of the things I want to stress out there for everybody.
A great tip. The best time to buy real estate is always 5 years ago when I was talking about Calgary. We're talking now about Joya. We're talking now about what is happening in Pickering and Durham, in Hamilton area. Okay. The next best time to buy. If you didn't buy then, the next best time to buy is now. All right, guys. So we just want to again thank you so much for being here. Definitely reach out to us if any of the projects, if you're interested in submitting a worksheet or you want to know what's the next steps in terms of securing a unit, reach out to us and let us know. Definitely Marlando and Mark are here to answer any of your questions. So we will open it up for Q&A. And like I said, if you didn't register, but you want a recording, because there was so much valuable information on this call, reach out to me, let us know. We'll send you that, and we'll also make sure you get a copy of Mark's PDF as well. So I will just open up the floor if anybody wants to like unmute themselves, ask questions. We, definitely welcome you to do that. And again, if you guys have to go, we just wish you a wonderful evening and thank you so much for being here with us. We want to connect with you, so hopefully you guys will hang out.
And we're checking the text box
Yes.
too, and we'll respond if you can't take the mics off because of the kids in the background.
Marlando, Mark, is there any last anything else you want to say to the folks who are with us?
For me, no, I really thank you. It's always a pleasure when people invest their time into getting information, whether or not you need to use it now or a little bit later on. At least you have it. You get it right away. And and some people here, they may have been here, they may have a partner at home that they want to discuss with. They don't recall everything that was said. That's one of the things I always do. Reach out, I'm sure, to all of you guys, and if the other person wants to get information as well. So that's what I always recommend people do. If your partner, you want to check with them and do this with me again, that's one of the things we always do, where we repeat if we have to. But thank you guys. I really appreciate the invite from Max and Steph. And I took a lot of information. I wrote down almost everything you guys said, took pictures. So it was great information. Thank you guys for the invite. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Marlando?
Yeah, I just want to thank every single person for coming out tonight, taking the time out to listen, learn from us. And we're all here to help your friends and family out. So, we're reachable. Our contacts are there in the chat. So reach out anytime. Any questions you think of afterwards, because sometimes you come up with questions after the fact, right? So we're here. So feel free to reach out at any time.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to stop the recording here. And then, like I said, we will stick around for any questions you guys